Hi, I'm Chef Chris Smith, the Diabetic Chef. Not only am I a chef, but I'm also a person with diabetes. And I know firsthand the importance of not only eating healthy, but preparing healthy meals. I want to share with you one of my favorite recipes that is loaded with flavor, my sauteed pork chops with apples. For this recipe, we're going to use fresh pork chops, and they're about 3/4 of an inch thick, Granny Smith apples, thyme, chicken stock, white wine, and our spice rub, which is just a blend of a bunch of different spices that you have in your pantry. To assemble our rub mix, we're going to just combine all of our different spices. That include brown sugar, we're going to have some chili powder, we're going to have some kosher salt, garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, cayenne pepper, and black pepper. And we're just going to mix this up. And what's great about this rub is that you can use this in just about any recipe, from chicken to veggies. And when you're done, if you have any left over, you can just put this in an airtight container and hold that until needed. I've already coated my pork chops with a little bit of olive oil, and I also measured 1 tablespoon of my rub mix, and I'm just going to put it on right now. So a little bit on each side. Works real well, and you just want to pat it. And it really is important to get both sides so that flavor can really seep into that pork. There we go. Transfer your pork chops to a plate, cover it with plastic wrap, and just refrigerate for about an hour. A key point to saute is you want to start with a pan that's nice and hot. A good way to test that is to take a little bit of water and just put it in the pan to see how that water dances in the pan. The temperature on this is about a medium high. And once that evaporates, just about now, we're going to start with our recipe. We're going to start with about a tablespoon of olive oil into the pan. And you want to just, again, coat that up. And we're going to add our pork chops. And you want to make sure your pork chops are evenly into the pan. Now the key point to this is you want to sear your meats for color. This is going to be cooking for about 5 minutes on each side. At this point I want to check my pork chops to make sure that they're 160 degrees and fully cooked, and man, these are looking fantastic. So our pork chops are done. What we're going to do is just remove them from the pan. And we're just going to keep them in a nice warm place. And one of the things I want to do is just turn off my heat, because what I'm going to do is add wine. So a good safety practice in adding any wine or alcohol to a hot pan, you just want to turn off your heat. So I'm going to add my white wine to my pan. And what that does is it deglazes the pan, or what we chefs call liquid gold. We're trying to capture that flavor from the searing of the pork earlier and really incorporate it back into the pan and into our final dish. So we're just going to scrape this a little bit. And as that's coming up, we're good. I'm going to turn back on my heat. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients. So I've got my apples. I've got a 1/2 cup chicken stock. And I've got some fresh thyme that I'm going to add. And what I want to do is just bring this up to a simmer and cook this for about 3 minutes covered. So I'm going to cover this and just let it simmer for about 3 minutes. So I've removed my apples, and what I have here is the leftover liquid. What I want to do to really capture the flavor is just bring this up to a boil and reduce it down by about half, leaving about a 1/4 cup of the juices left in the pan. And now I want to put the pork chops back in to not only reheat them, but to really coat them and develop the flavor in and around the meat. Okay, we're going to plate up our pork. This dish is ready to be served. We're going to add about 1/4 of the apples to the dish. And there you go. There you go. What you have here is a diabetes-friendly meal the whole family will enjoy.